Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am Aoxander, you, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, May 8th, 2026. This show's about interesting, important events that happen today throughout the annals of recorded history. You know, we have a 35, that's the wrong button. That's the wrong document. Hold on a second. We have a 35-page document to go over today. So, yeah, let's get into it. 453 BC, spring and autumn period, the House of Zhao defeated the House of Z, ending the Battle of Jinyang, a military conflict between the elite families of the state of Jin. 413, Emperor Honorius signed an edict providing tax relief for the Italian provinces Tuscia, Campania, Picenum, Samnium, Apulia, Lucania, and Calabria, which were plundered by the Visigoths. 535, John II's reign as Catholic Pope ended upon his death. Yes, that would cause it.
John II didn't make it.
No. What a weird way to put that. Like, his reign ended upon his death. Well, yeah.
That would happen.
Yeah. 589, Visigothic king Ricard, that's a weird name, Recared, summoned the Third Council of Toledo, where he accepted the Catholic faith. Before this, he and the Visigoths were Arian Christians. I don't think Arian, it's spelled the same though. Huh. Arian, something. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Golden Loon here.
Yeah. I don't think, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think so though.
Should I just leave now?
No. 615, St. Boniface IV's reign as Catholic Pope ended. You know, I would have not covered that if it wasn't for the next one. St. Benedict II's reign as Catholic Pope ended after 11 months upon his death. So we have, what the heck is going on?
I don't know, yeah.
Like, we have 2 deaths and whatever, this guy might have stepped down, you know, or died. I don't know. 1254, University of Salamanca granted a royal charter by Alfonso IX. It's the 3rd oldest university still operating and the oldest Hispanic one.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I wonder what the oldest is, see? Now you get me wondering. I'll have to look that up.
That is a good question. World's oldest still operating university. Let's see here. List of universities in continuous operation. Let's check this out. The main list, okay, yada yada yada. Is it going to be a list here? It says here the University of Bologna from 1180 to 1190, teaching from 1188. So 1180 to 90, I guess, is how long it took to build and everything.
Still current today?
It just says, I mean, I believe so. Like, I think this is
they
like.
They won't give us a simple list, will they?
Well, no. I mean, it's Wikipedia. They're going to tell me everything that they want me to know about it. So, you know what? Though, if anybody wants to, they can look this up here. What is this?
The Loon wants to know.
This oldest universities. If anybody would be so kind, let us know in the comments section. Which, like, if it's not the one that I just read about, you know, and to answer Lou's question, not just for us to know, but for you to know and anybody else, you know, would be interested to check out in the comments. 1348, I also wanted to make a little joke. Salamanca, not affiliated with the drug cartel from Breaking Bad series. 1360, the Treaty of Bretagne was signed by English and French, ending the first phase of the 100 Years' War. All right. Yeah, it was signed between King Edward III of England and King John II of France, also known as King John the Good. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that really quick. And what is that? We'll get to that in a little bit here. We have a big article coming up. So, the Treaty of Bretagne. England and France signed it. He died in English captivity. So, John II the Goog. That's a typo. His son Charles V the Wise became the King of France, and then in 1369 the King of France declared war once again. Okay.
Did we have the Good up there just a minute ago?
Yes.
Did you say something about the Good?
I'm talking about the same guy.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. John the Goog. Yeah.
Goog.
Yeah. That's a typo right there. What else we got here? 1373, Julian of Norwich, a Christian mystic and anchoress, anchoress, that's weird, experienced the deathbed visions described in her revelations of divine love. So if anybody knows what that is, this is when it happened. 1429, we already covered this yesterday, as Joan of Arc lifted the siege of Orleans, turning the tide in the 100 Years' War. 1450, Jack Cade's rebellion. Kentishman revolt began against King Henry VI, and they marched towards London. That's not good. 1516, a group of imperial guards led by Trun Duisan murdered Emperor Li Trong Duc and fled, leaving the capital Thang Long undefended. You don't want to do that. 1521, Parliament of Worms installed edict against Martin Luther. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're like continuously yawning. I've never heard somebody chain yawn like that.
I know.
That was wild.
I've got a headache, so other than that.
Oh, you still have a headache?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want, I can set you up downstairs or something. Oh. Okay. 1516. Okay, we got that one. We got that one as well. 1517. Copy of Martin Luther's 95 Theses, a publication of which began the Protestant Reformation in Europe. 1541. Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto and his expedition were the first Europeans to discover the Mississippi River. So it says from the other source here, Hernando de Soto stopped near present-day Walls, Mississippi, and saw the Mississippi River, which was then known by the Spanish as Rio de Espiritu Santo, the name given to it by Alonso Alvarez de Pineda in 1519. Okay, so...
So they didn't discover it.
Yeah, how... What? Now,
it was
wait a
already
minute.
named by the Spaniards.
Now, wait a minute.
Really?
That makes no sense.
No.
Yeah. So he wasn't the first European to discover it. What the hell? That's weird. 1604, Pierre Dugda de Monts reached Cape La Have on the Nova Scotia coast on his way to establish Arcadia, the first successful permanent settlement in New France.
New France?
New France, yeah. Well, became Canada.
Oh, okay.
Oh. As you know, we still use the term New England for the colony areas.
True. I never heard of New France. So.
Yeah. 1624, Dutch Nassau fleet reached the port of Callao in Peru, intending to ransack the annual Spanish silver ship convoy. Missed them by 5 days. Wow. So, like, they know that they're going to be there once a year, and you miss them by 5 days. Like, ain't that a bitch? 1624, Hungarian King Bethlen Gabor and Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II signed the Treaty of Vienna, confirming the Peace of Nikolsburg, agreed in 1621. So it took them 3 years to finalize that. That's typical government. 1639, William Coddington founded Newport, Rhode Island.
Ah.
Yeah. 1657, English Parliament proclaimed Charles II King of England and invited him to return. And was he the guy who... No, he wasn't. Oh, he died... What's an apoplectic fit?
Epileptic.
No, it's
epileptic.
not... Epileptic?
An epileptic fit is when...
yeah.
I don't...
But
it's crazy.
It's A.
Well, then that's not the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's an apoplectic
I don't know.
fit? I mean, unless it is epileptic, but spelled weird. Like, let's... Apoplectic fit. The rupture of an internal organ and the associated symptoms. Apoplectic. Ruptured blood vessel in the brain. So it's
a different deal.
So basically, like an aneurysm.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 1758, the Maratha Empire captured Peshawar from the Durrani Empire in the Battle of Peshawar. The Maratha Empire was extended to its farthest distance away from Poon than it had ever reached, over 2,000 kilometers, or 1,200 miles, almost to the borders of Afghanistan. And this article is not on either source, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. 1784, we have the only known deaths by hailstones in the U.S. occurred in Winnsboro, South Carolina. And I'm sure we've covered articles, actually, talking about deaths by hailstones in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds a little... Well, there can be big hailstones.
Yeah.
I've been in it, and you get a big hailstone coming, it is painful.
Yeah. No, like, that's solid water coming down at terminal velocity. It'll kill you. So... 1787, we have the first U.S. Prison Reform Society was formed, the Philadelphia Society for Alleviating the Miseries of Public Prisons, led by Dr. Benjamin Rush. I wonder if he's any related to,
Hush the Rush?
You can't hush the Rush. David Rush.
David Rush.
1788, King Louis the 16th of France attempted to impose the reforms of 18 Charles de Lomenie de Brienne by abolishing the parliaments. Yeah, that's not. It's never good when parliaments are getting abolished. There, 1792, British Captain George Vancouver sighted and named Mount Rainier in Washington.
Ah.
Yeah, I know about Mount Rainier.
Do you?
Well, I know of it.
Yeah.
1792, U.S. established a military draft. I'm going to need that. 1794, branded a traitor during the Reign of Terror, French chemist Antoine Lavoisier, who was also a tax collector with the Firmin General, was tried, convicted, and guillotined in one day in Paris.
No kidding.
Expedited. Well, he was a tax collector.
Yeah, no one's gonna like him.
Yeah. 1812, U.S. passed first foreign aid bill, authorizing up to $50,000 to assist victims of the Caracas, Venezuela earthquake on March 26. All right. 1823, Home Sweet Home by John Howard Payne was first sung in London. And I'm wondering if it's actually in on YouTube really quick. Let's see here. Let's see. Load up. Home Sweet Home. Okay, yeah, here it is. I'm going to put this in the underbar section, so if anybody wants to hear it. Home Sweet Home. There we go. I'll be down there. These links will be in the underbar description below.
Give us a note or two.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, gives me an idea.
Yeah. 1834, Prussia, Austria, and Russia signed classified accord about Belgium. That's an eyebrow raiser. Why is it classified? Like,
yeah,
there's three of them about a fourth country. That's alarming. 1840, Alexander Wolcott patented the photographic process.
Ooh.
Yeah, right here. And we must have skipped over that. Like, hold on a second. It's a big article. Like, it was 13 something.
What was 13 something?
Hold on a second. Hold on. There we go. 1348. I must have skipped it. Ship from Bordeaux carrying the plague landed in Melcombe Regis, now Weymouth, Dorset, the beginning of the terrible pestilence, also known as the Black Death, the bubonic plague in England.
Wow.
I can't believe I skipped over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and luckily
What do you think of that?
What?
Oh, you had a photo of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked up and I'm like, because I knew I had a photo of this. So I'm
Yeah.
like, hold up a second, we haven't. Like, so.
Back to the photograph.
Yep, 1840. Yep. So this is the first American patent issued in photography to Alexander Wolcott for his camera. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
There's a little wooden box with a hole. Looks like a birdhouse. 1842, Versailles to Paris train caught fire. 50 people died. Other source says a train derailed and caught fire in Paris, killing between 52 and 200 people. So, you know, the primary source is just wrong. Like, from 2 to 148.
That's
so
not in the neighborhood.
Yeah. 1846, first major battle of the Mexican-American War was fought at Palo Alto, Texas. U.S. forces led by Zachary Taylor, who would later become a president. He was the one who died, you know, after eating like fermented cherries and milk or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, died in office. They defeated a Mexican force north of the Rio Grande in the first major battle of that war. 1847, Scottish inventor Robert Thompson patented his pneumatic tire in the U.S. There it is, right there. Yeah, and I want to image search this really quick because it shows a cross section of it right here. All the inner tubes. You see that?
What am I looking at? I'm not quite.
A cross section of the tire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like this is the rubber part. You know, here's the rim. There's the spokes.
Now I got it.
And so like instead of one tube, it's a whole bunch of tubes.
That's really wild.
Well, that makes sense because that way, if you run over a nail, only one or two tubes get punctured, and you can keep going, and then you can replace that tube later on. So that's actually a really smart idea. 1858, U.S. abolitionist John Brown held a secret anti-slavery convention in Canada. Yeah, this guy, an absolute nutter. Like he was you know against slavery and everything. But what makes him a nutter is that him and his group or whatever. Eventually, they went and they stormed and they took over a U.S. armory because they wanted to start the Civil War to free the slaves. Everything. So they had like a little mini insurrection, and the Union had to come in and kill him. Like actually, like did they kill him? I think they killed him on the spot. Oh, execution by hanging. Yeah. So, Yeah, Browd's actions and raid on Harper's Ferry, Virginia, are regarded as a major causal factors in the secession of the southern states a year after his death, and the move towards the civil war between the North and South. So he was a one man started that, and it was all to get rid of slavery. He was too far extremist in the good kind of way, you know. So, 1861, Richmond, Virginia, was named the capital of the Confederacy in the U.S. Wait, what? Hold up a second. That was 1861. How can you be the capital of the Confederacy in the U.S.?
Yeah. Well,
that's a different country.
Yeah.
In the CS.
As soon as you're recognizing the Confederacy, it's not the U.S.
Yeah, they seceded.
Yeah.
So our primary source is wrong here. 1871, British-U.S. treaty ended Alabama dispute. I wonder what this entails. I'm going to just do a surface level scratch on this to see if there's anything. The Treaty of Ghent. Okay, so maybe this is it here. So, whoops, here we go. Treaty of Ghent. We don't have the time to look this up live on the air, so if anybody would be so kind as to, after live stream, of course, or if you are watching live, you can look this up and let us know in the comments or any of that. Speaking of comments, do we have any comments? Checking. Nope, nothing on YouTube and nothing on Rumble. All right. Moving on up, 1877, the first Westminster Dog Show was held at Gilmore Gardens in New York City. The first Westminster Dog Kennel Club Dog Show was open. Okay.
That's weird to have that in there.
Yeah, well, and I'm not that big of a fan of dogs, but
well,
yeah,
irrelevant. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah. So, 1878, David Edward Hughes' paper on the idea for a microphone was read before the Royal Society of London by Thomas Henry Huxley. One of these. Oh, that's crazy. We're talking about microphones using a microphone.
Yep.
And this is it right there.
Aha.
Yep. So, selling the image search this, so I'm going to do that really quick. And I think there is something here to read. There was something here to read. I saw something at some point that was to read. I guess it's not here anymore. Oh. Like this is not what I was talking about. This is the whole thing. It was like an image with some text, as they usually have. But like here, like let me show you live, like really quick.
Live?
Yeah, well I'll show you like Ecosia. So I have here. This is what I get, on Brave, and then I'm gonna put Ecosia here, and I'm searching the same exact thing, images, and
so you get the same,
nope.
It changes a bit.
It changes a little. Okay, so you see here, and then I have this.
First row is exactly the same.
The first row, but the second row, all of a sudden, this guy is up here. This guy is over here. That guy, I don't know where this guy came from. This guy is over here. So you have different results depending on your browser and your phone. That should not be a thing, 1879, George Selden filed the first patent for a gasoline-powered automobile. Ooh. Yeah. 1881, Henry Morton Stanley signed the first of many contracts with the Congolian monarch. What Henry Morton Stanley? Yeah, journalist explorer. Yeah, Congo.
Oh.
Congolian, Congo.
Oh.
Like, I'm gonna look this up here really quick. Why is Henry Morgan Stanley doing things with the Congo? I guess he's exploring it, so that would make sense. Did I put the Treaty of Ghent up in here? Yes, I did. Okay, so I can get rid of this. I can get rid of that. All right, now I can move on up. 1885, Sarah Ann Henley survived a 76-meter jump from Clifton Bridge in Bristol, England. Yikes! Was she trying to off herself or something?
Oh. I don't know, a jump.
Yeah. 1886, Jacobs Pharmacy in Atlanta sold the first Coca-Cola. It contained cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pharmacist John Pemberton first sold a carbonated beverage named Coca-Cola as a patent medicine. And it still contains cocaine, I believe.
Not today.
Yes, it does, because because they haven't copywritten. Like the reason why their recipe is so under lock and key. Mm-hmm. Like they even have there's only 2 or 3 people in the entire world who know the recipe.
Right.
And they are not allowed to be on the same continent, to be in the same city, to be on the same flight. Like they have to be thousands of miles away from each other at all times, just in case some catastrophe happens and kills one of them. It doesn't kill both of them, because then if it does, because see, it's not copywritten. Because as soon as it's copywritten, it's disclosed to the public,
Right.
and then people can make it home. At their own home. They can't sell it, but then they can make their own. And then Coca-Cola, will be at risk of not being able to make more sales. So that's why I say I believe. I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying I believe it still contains cocaine, because they have the money to pay off whoever they need to do to avoid the law. So
I'd be shocked beyond belief.
it's incredibly addictive. 1895, China ceded Taiwan to Japan under the Treaty of Shimonoseki. So there you go, right there. China does no longer own any rights to Taiwan, and Taiwan is now its own country. So Winnie the Pooh can just go eat his shoe.
Except they recognize they think it's part of China.
Well, what does this say? China cedes Taiwan to Japan. So it's not. Doesn't matter what they say. It's not. They've already done it. You can't take backsies.
So, but it's not part of China. It's not part of Japan. Taiwan is independent.
Yeah, exactly. Now they are. But China already surrendered it, so they cannot say, "Oh, it's ours again." That makes as much sense as Russia trying to
take back Alaska.
Yeah. So, 1898, the first games of the Italian Football League were played. All right. 1899, Ernest Rutherford published the discovery of two different kinds of radiation, alpha and beta particles. 1901, a British appointed commission estimated today that some 1,250,000 Indians have died after a severe drought lasting since 1899. So 2 years and 1.25 million dead. It's terrible. 1901 as well, in the long-delayed American League home opener, Boston defeats Philadelphia 12-4. Wow. 1902, Mount Pelée on the French overseas island of Martinique erupted, wiping out the city of Saint Pierre, killing 30,000 people, and leaving only 2 survivors.
What?
Only 2 survivors.
Whoa.
Wow. Other source says only a handful of residents survived the blast, but yeah, only 2 survivors. That's not it. So, yeah, right here, like photo, I believe. Yeah. Wild. What is this? In under 3 minutes, only 2 people survived the pyroclastic flow. One was a prisoner in an underground cell who became famous worldwide. Wow. So the one time it paid off to be in jail. Huh. What else do we got? 1905, Union of Unions. What is this? Like, some union god? The King of Kings, the Union of Unions? Organized in Russia under the chairmanship of Paul Milyukov, or whatever, and joined liberal groups demanding parliamentary government and universal suffrage. Well, I agree with all that except for the liberal part. No. 1906, Philadelphia A's pitcher Albert Bender was deployed to left field in 6th inning and responded with 2 home runs in A's 11-4 win over Boston Americans at Huntington Avenue grounds in Boston. 1907 as well. Pardon me. 1907 as well. That was weird.
Yeah.
Canadian Tommy Burns retained his world heavyweight boxing title after defeating Philadelphia Jack O'Brien on points in 20 rounds in Los Angeles, California. That's a lot of rounds.
That's a lot of
Yikes. 1912, film and television production and distribution studio Paramount Pictures was founded. So I'm wondering, what the hell happened with my voice? That was weird.
You got a bubble or something.
Yeah. 1916, German munitions bunker in Fort Douaumont exploded, killing 679 German soldiers. Jeez. Man, it's a munitions bunker, so... We also have Irishmen Eamon Kent, Michael Mallon, Con Colbert, and Sean Houston were executed by British authorities following the Easter Rising in Kilmainham Gaol, Dublin. 1919, not going to read that one. We also have Edward George Honey first proposed the idea of a moment of silence to commemorate the armistice of World War I, led to the creation of Remembrance Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's 1919, right there, yep. I look at this and I don't know if this is a painting or an AI image anymore. I believe that's a painting though. But man, AI has gotten really deceptively good. 1919, the first transatlantic flight by a Navy seaplane took off. And we also have 21, Sweden abolished capital punishment. 21 as well, the creation of the Communist Party in Romania. Yikes. 24, Memel territories were given to Lithuania. The Klaipėda Convention was signed, formally incorporating Klaipėda region, Memel territory, into Lithuania. Okay. 24 as well, workers at Werkspoor in Amsterdam striked against third wage cut. Wow. So not only is it their third wage cut, but the name of their city is Werkspoor. Like, wow. You know. 1926, 1 century ago, A. Philip Randolph organized Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. So, I'm going to look that up here really quick. Sleeping car porters. Like, what's a porter? Because I know this is like this sleeping car for trains.
Okay, yeah. A porter is a guy that serves you in the train or whatever.
Okay. He was elected president of the newly formed Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the first all-black labor union in the U.S. Wow, why does it say that?
Yeah.
Like, the first all-black labor union in the U.S. The union initially faced opposition not only from the Pullman Company, but also porters who were fearful of termination and members of the black community who viewed George Pullman as an ally and credited him with providing lucrative employment opportunities for formerly enslaved men and women. Oh, wow. So they feared that blacks would get priority? Well, gee, that sounds a little relative today. Huh. DEI?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, although...
Well, I didn't quite get the last part there where it's saying from slaves and...
Okay. Porters who were fearful of termination and members of the black community who viewed George Pullman as an ally and credited him with providing lucrative employment opportunities for formerly enslaved men and women.
Formerly enslaved.
So prioritizing them over, which, that would make sense, but at the same time, everybody has the right to work.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get looked over because you're not a former slave, that's... I don't know. I can't say that's fucked up.
This is 1927.
Yeah, 25.
25.
Or 26.
Well, whatever.
Well, yeah.
But that's way after slavery.
Yeah.
Now, who can you be hiring that was a former slave? Could still be alive.
Well, slavery ended over... Well, I mean, they could have been children.
What?
1865.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the end of the Civil War.
Okay.
So 65 to 1905, 1925, that's 80 years. Well, even today, they're still demanding reparations. It's never going to stop. 1920, attempting to make the first non-stop transatlantic flight from Paris to New York, French war heroes Charles Nungesser and Francois Colli disappeared after taking off aboard the Whitebird biplane.
Oops.
29, John Mayen Island, 500 kilometers northeast or north-northeast of Iceland, was incorporated into Norway. Okay. New York Giants pitcher Carl Hubble no-hit Pittsburgh Pirates 11-0 at the Polo Grounds in New York City. That's a heck of a game right there. We also have the Soviet government hired the architectural firm Albert Kahn Associates to design the Soviet Union's first major tractor factory.
Oh.
That's cool. 1933, Mahatma Gandhi began a 21-day fast in protest against British oppression in India. This was a fast of self-purification and a one-year campaign to help the Harijan movement, according to other source. 35, we got that one. 35, MLB Cincinnati Reds catcher Ernie Lombardi doubled in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th in 15-4 victory over Phillies in game one of a doubleheader at Philadelphia's Baker Bowl. That's one heck of a game right there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, to come up for 3 straight innings alone.
Yeah, 4 though.
Yeah, 4 innings.
6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
That's a lot of people coming up.
He's on fire. 1936, jockey Ralph Neves unexpectedly revived after being declared dead after a fall. His wife fainted when he returned to the track. Wow. So he died and he got back on the horse, literally. That's tough.
Yeah.
39, archaeologist James Brown began excavating at Sutton Hoo and Suffolk, went on to find a royal 7th century Anglo-Saxon burial ship, the greatest archaeological discovery on British soil, and that's what this is. You can see the keel or the stern or whatever that is, but I have I have other images about this. I was looking at these, and I don't want too much black and white in the thumbnail.
Right.
But that's a much better photograph.
Yeah, it is.
It shows you the entire hole, the whole hole there.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like it was carved under a mountain, and this was like a typical like burial mound thing. So they probably identified it as a burial mound. And they dug, and then they found that that boat, because you can see up here they're on the top of that hill.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
So,
Now I can see the hill. I didn't see it the first time.
1942, the first Twilight game in 24 years. The Dodgers topped the Giants 7-6, raising $60,000 for Navy Relief Fund. Excellent. Same year, aircraft carrier USS Lexington was sunk by Japanese air attack in Coral Sea. So, other source, during the Battle of the Coral Sea, it came to an end when Imperial Japanese Navy aircraft carrier aircraft. Why, that's so weird. Attacking and sinking the United States Navy aircraft carrier USS Lexington. Getting tired of the word aircraft.
I didn't know they sunk any of our aircraft.
No, they sank a couple. No. Remember we went to the Midway? With your brother?
Midway?
Yeah, down in San Diego. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then remember they had that little theater in there, and it looked like, the side of a boat that was underwater?
Yeah.
That was, it was describing one of the, it wasn't the Lexington here, I don't believe, it was another ship. But no, the Japanese sank 2 or 3 of our carriers during the campaign.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we were not invulnerable.
Well, I know that.
But we were a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Let's see here, 1942 as well, the German 11th Army began Operation Trappenjagd, or Bustard Hunt, and destroyed the bridgehead of the 3 Soviet armies defending the Kirk Peninsula. 42 as well, during World War II, gunners of the Ceylon Garrison Artillery on Horsbar Island in the Cocos Islands rebelled in the Cocos Islands Mutiny. Their mutiny was crushed, and 3 of them were executed, the only British Commonwealth soldiers to be executed for mutiny during the Second World War. Man, it must have been a pretty crazy mutiny then to be the only ones. We also have Admiral Cunningham of the British fleet in 1943 said, quote, "Sink, burn, and destroy. Let nothing pass," end quote. It's war.
Yeah.
44, 33 communist resistance fighters were sentenced to death, but what's weird is it just says fighter. 33 communist resistance fighter. Singular? So, 33 people became one? What?
I don't know. What kind of fighters are they? I don't know.
Well, combatants.
Resistance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, communist resistance fighter.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making fun about how
one. Singular. Where's the plural?
45, German General Wilhelm Keitel formally surrendered to the Allies represented by the United States, UK, France, and the Soviet Union in Berlin. The German instrument of surrender was signed at Reims, coming into effect. VE Day, World War II ends in Europe after German Field Marshal Wilhelm Keitel formally signed Germany's unconditional surrender in Berlin to the Allies, represented by the US, UK, France, and the Soviet Union. So, yep.
With all the special days we have, we don't celebrate that one or acknowledge it in any way. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, you'd think, there's VE Day and then VJ Day, Victory in Japan.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of World War II. But truly, now it wasn't just Japan and us in the Japanese theater. Britain and Australian forces were there, as well as French, French Indochina and all that stuff. But it was primarily...
We were the primers, yeah.
It was primarily, but not only us. So, but I wonder if we should have an international holiday for the end of World War II. We really should.
Yeah.
And we should have one for the end of World War I as well. But that's November 11th.
Well, did World War I ever end?
Yes.
Or did it extend into World War II?
Well, that's all in speculation.
Yeah.
But the armistice was signed. Everything was done.
Yes, yes.
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Yeah.
So, 1945, end of the Prague Uprising, celebrated now as a national holiday in the Czech Republic. Hundreds of Algerian civilians were killed by French army soldiers in the Sétif massacre. Jeez, France, what are you doing? The Halifax riot started when thousands of civilians and servicemen rampaged through Halifax, Nova Scotia. Gee. Loons time, 1946. Estonian schoolgirls Alili Jogi and Agita Pavel blew up the Soviet memorial that preceded the Bronze Soldier in Tallinn. Wow. Well, that's an act of terror there. MLB Boston Red Sox shortstop Johnny Pesky scored 6 runs in 14-10 win over visiting Chicago White Sox. 1947, a movement among Cardinal players to protest its first meeting with Jackie Robinson and the Dodgers was aborted by a talk from the owner Sam Breeden. Huh.
Of course, he was black.
Oh.
First black baseball player.
Oh, okay. We have... Okay, we have something about the first black guy somewhere. Wonder if I accidentally skipped over it. I don't think so. Is that part of it? Okay. Well, 1947, Polish
They had
resistance.
an all-black union.
Yeah. Well, no. It's about like the first black coach or something.
Oh.
I think we're gonna get to it here. Polish resistance fighter Witold Pilecki, who had volunteered to be imprisoned in Auschwitz to gain information about the Holocaust.
Yeah, we had this guy before.
Yeah, was arrested by Polish communist police. So the commies got him. Oh. He was executed after a show trial. Wow, this guy was executed? What the fuck? Wow. 1949, West German Constitution was approved. 1950, President of the Republic of China, Chiang Kai-shek, asked the U.S. for weapons. Probably to fight the commies and everything.
Yeah.
1950, Tulun Man.
He's the one that escaped to Taiwan.
Yes, he is. I mean, look at all that regal crap on his... What an skinny ass head, dude. Like, come on. 1950 as well, the Tulun Man, an early Iron Age bog body found hanged as a human sacrifice, was discovered by men digging for peat in Jutland, Denmark. Here's Victory in Europe.
Okay.
That's the newspaper and everything. Whoops. We're going to get to that roller coaster in a little bit here. But yeah, now I'm just going to show this really quick, the Tulun Man, because it's kind of disturbing, but this is what they discovered. And it was apparently, hanged. You can see the noose as a sacrifice. So, it's a little bit of a disturbing image, but, times were tough back then. 1951, Dacron's men's suits introduced. What? Dacron's men's suits. Is it
Dacron is a fabric.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's pronounced Dacron, but... Yeah.
Dacron?
Yeah.
Okay, so this type of suit.
It's a fabric.
Okay. All right, cool.
Dacron. Yeah, you pronounced it right. Dacron.
1954, the first shot put throw over 60 feet, or 18.29 meters, by U.S. Perry O'Brien in Los Angeles, California. 57, South Vietnamese President Ngo Dien Diem arrived in the United States on a state visit. He was his regime's main sponsor, of course. 58, classic Hammer horror film Dracula was released, starring Christopher Lee as the Phineas vampire alongside Peter Cushing, and directed by Terence Fisher. Now, Christopher Lee, dude, he fought in the Second World War, so he's a war veteran.
Okay.
And he was also he played Count Dooku in Star Wars, and I believe he also played Saruman in Lord of the Rings. This guy's done everything, short of going into space, which I'm sure he's done by now. 1958, U.S. President Eisenhower ordered National Guard out of Central High School, Little Rock, Arkansas. This is during all that stuff. We also have U.S. Vice President Richard Nixon was shoved, stoned, booed, and spat upon by protesters in Peru. The first thing I think of is he's walking through the crowd and they shove him, but then they hand him a bong and then they boo and then they spit on him. He was stoned.
Now that must have said Vice President, right? Yeah.
Yeah, VP. So, 1959, Little Caesars Pizza was founded by Mike Ilitch and his wife Marion Ilitch in Garden City, Michigan. Well, that's cool.
Little Caesar.
Yeah, Little Caesars Pizza. 1959 as well, 3-deck Nile River excursion steamer sprung a leak, panicking passengers who capsized the ship. 200 people drowned just yards from shore.
Oh, geez.
Just yards. That's horrible. 1960, USSR and Cuba resumed diplomatic relations. All right. 1961, first practical seawater conversion plant began operations in Freeport, Texas. 62, we have the first Atlas Centaur launch. I think that's a satellite. I'm going to look that up here really quick. So Atlas Centaur, Atlas rockets and everything. Okay, so it was a rocket. Okay. Not a satellite, but a delivery vehicle, not the payload. 62, London trolley buses, electrically powered buses using overhead supply, went out of service. That's unfortunate. Oskar Schindler and his wife Emily Schindler were honored for saving 1,200 Jews during World War II in a ceremony on the Avenue of the Righteous in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
I still have yet to see that movie,
I
Schindler's
haven't
List.
seen it either.
Shame on both of us. 1963, the first James Bond film, Dr. No, starring Sean Connery, premiered in the U.S.
Yeah.
63 as well, U.S. President John F. Kennedy offered Israel assistance against an aggression from its neighbors. Well, I mean, its neighbors used to own the land there, so of course they're going to be aggressive. We should be offering aid to the people who are getting invaded, not to the invaders. 63, South Vietnamese soldiers under the Roman Catholic President Ngo Dien Diem opened fire on Buddhists, defying a ban on the flying of the Buddhist flag on Vesak, killing 9 and sparking the Buddhist crisis. Just, let them fly their flag, man. They're... 65, first shot put over 70 feet, Randy Mason, 70 feet, 7 inches. It's not telling me what it was in meters anymore. The first one did, for 60 feet. And this
That's 10 feet farther. That's
correct.
huge.
Yes. 66, last game at Old Busch Stadium. St. Louis Cardinals lost 10-5 to San Francisco. 66, only home run ever hit out of Baltimore's Memorial Park by Oriole outfielder Frank Robinson. Yeah. 67, Muhammad Ali was indicted for refusing induction in the U.S. Army. That's terrible.
Yeah.
67 as well, the Philippine province of Davao was split into 3, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, and Davao Oriental. All right. 68, Jim Catfish Hunter of Oakland pitches perfect game versus the Twins 4-0. Perfect game. Hey, was it?
Yeah.
Is this your first perfect game, in the show?
I think it is, yes.
I think this is the second or third one that we've covered. I'm not sure.
Catfish Hunter, great picture.
1969, Pope Paul VI published the Sacra Ritium Congregatio, dividing the Congregation of Rites into 2 different congregations, one for divine worship and another for the causes of the saints. 1970, construction workers broke up an anti-war rally in New York City's Wall Street. So construction workers. Like, hey, get out of here! We're trying to build a building here! Hey, you wise guy! Hey! Oh.
Damn hippies!
Yeah. You're dating a hippie? 1970, the Beatles released their 12th and final studio album, Let It Be, in conjunction with the film of the same name.
Yeah.
And we also have thousands of students protest against the Vietnam War following the Kent State University shootings in Ohio. Terrible. Terrible.
The picture is just awful.
Yeah. Well, like I showed you that one scene from the intro of Watchmen, right? Like when she walks up and puts the flower in the barrel of the gun, and then he fires, and you just see the flower explode and everything. Terrible. Just thinking about it gives me chills. 72, Vietnam War. U.S. President Richard Nixon announced his order to place naval mines in major North Vietnamese ports in order to stem the flow of weapons and other goods to that nation. You gotta do what you gotta do. Ernie Banks in 1973 filled in for Cubs manager Whitey Lockman, who was ejected during the game, technically becoming baseball's first black manager. This is what I was thinking of.
There you go.
Like the first black something or other.
Yeah.
And that's why I was stumbling, because I'm like, we're getting into more modern times, did I skip over
Ernie
it,
Banks,
Yeah.
The baseball player, he managed
hell
for
yeah.
a day.
Mhm.
For a day.
Yeah, well, right here. This is
Yeah,
what
I
he
know.
did.
That's what I'm saying.
Wounded Knee occupation ended after 10 weeks as 200 Oglala Lakota of the U.S. Indian or American Indian movement surrendered the South Dakota hamlet. So other source says a 71-day standoff between federal authorities and the American Indian movement members occupying the Pine Ridge Reservation at Wounded Knee, South Dakota, ended with the surrender of the militants. I don't like calling them militants. I mean, it's their freaking land. So, 1974... 50-mile-per-hour speed limit in Britain was lifted. Okay. Where are you going in such a hurry in Britain?
Well, we slowed everything down here and trying to when the gas shortage was hitting.
Oh, okay.
So we had for a while, instead of 65 mile, we had a 55 mile speed limit.
Was that around this time, 74?
It probably.
Yeah. 74 as well. Canadian government of Pierre Trudeau failed. What a surprise. There's no way in hell that man is related to Justin. He's way too icky looking. Justin actually looks halfway decent. Like, he looks incredibly French. '76 as well. The Roller Coaster Revolution roller coaster, the first steel coaster with a vertical flip, opened at Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Ah.
Now, you want to know why that looks so familiar?
Why?
That was Wally World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they filmed the rides and everything.
Yeah.
That one coaster that they went and rode on with the fat security guard. That's it.
Ah.
And I've been on it.
Ah.
So.
I've never been to Six Flags.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
well for both of us. Probably neither of our hearts can handle it anymore now. So. 78, the first ascent of Mount Everest without supplemental oxygen by Reinhold Messner and Peter Habeler. Cool.
That's pretty tough with that thing.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Mount Everest again. Have you ever heard of the 3 poles?
Polish?
No.
No.
The North Pole, the South Pole, and Mount Everest.
Oh.
We're going to be talking about that later on.
Okay.
79, Radio Shack released TRS-DOS 2.3. Okay. 1980, first non-stop trans-North American balloon flight departed Fort Baker, California, IA. Maxie Anderson and son Christian piloted the Kitty Hawk for 5 days. I guess that was the name of the boat, of the balloon.
Yeah.
Because when I think of the Kitty Hawk, I think of the aircraft carrier.
Oh.
That's
I'm thinking of the plane from what's his name flew.
the Spruce Goose.
No. The Kitty Hawk. He flew it over the Atlantic to England.
Huh.
What's his name?
Maybe this was it.
What was his name?
Charles Lindbergh?
Yes.
No, he flew the Spirit of St. Louis.
Oh, then who flew the Kitty Hawk? What am I thinking of?
I don't know. Like,
Kitty Hawk sounds very familiar.
well, it's a location in North Carolina.
I'm all wet.
Yeah.
I'm drowning here.
Yeah. 1980, Sabres took only 15 shots, Islanders 22 in a playoff game. We also have the World Health Organization, the WHO, announced smallpox has been eradicated until they want to re-release it. They do have it, in a lab, and once everybody's natural immunities are gone, then they're going to release it, start another pandemic. Oh, get this jab, oh, no, never mind that it has, microchips in it. Just get your vaccine. Shut up and get the poke. 81, Ron Davis pitched 10th consecutive strikeout, one short of record. Wow, that's a heartbreak right there. 84, Minnesota Twins Kirby Puckett debuted with 4 singles. Are they craft singles or something? Like he's coming out there with slices of cheese? Well, that's what I would do. 84 as well, Thames Barrier to stop flooding in London was officially completed. That.
What is that?
The
now?
Thames Barrier. That's over the River Thames.
Oh, okay.
That splits, London, England in half, the big river.
Yeah.
That's to prevent flooding or whatever,
Okay. Yeah.
and all that stuff inland.
So probably pivots or something.
Yeah, you can't see it, but underneath,
Yeah.
like there's things they go up like this.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll see if there's an image of them up. But there's huge problem with floodings in England and everything. So they have this to prevent ocean swells. So it's not flooding from upstream; it's flooding from the ocean.
Ah.
So why can't I find one? Kind of
That
see
looks like
something. Yeah. It's not showing me. Hold on a second. Thames Barrier closed. Let's see if I can find an image of this. Okay, so you can see there's a thing here.
Yeah.
You see the drum?
Yeah.
How these lines used to be horizontal and now they're vertical. So the entire thing rotates.
Okay.
So, what else do we got here? 1984 as well. The Soviet Union announced it will not participate in Los Angeles Summer Olympics in retaliation for the U.S. boycott of the 1984 Summer Olympics.
I remember that.
Okay, you get no gold medals than Russia. Freaking.
And we were stupid for not going to the Russians one.
Well. 84 as well. Corporal Dennis Lortie entered the Quebec National Assembly and opened fire, killing 3 people and wounding 13 others. Rene Jaubert, Sergeant of Arms of the Assembly, succeeded in calming him, for which he will later receive the Cross of Valor. Wow. So he calmed down somebody who's already exterminated a couple people. That's wild. AO's time! 1987, the Logue Hall ambush. The SAS killed 8 IRA, Irish Republican Army members, and 1 civilian in Long Hall, Northern Ireland. 88, amateur referees work New Jersey Devil, Boston Bruin playoff games. as NHL referees walked off due to a restraining order brought by the Devils. What? That's weird. Restraining order.
I don't get that at all.
That's strange. 88 as well. Mike Tyson crashed his $183,000 Bentley on Varick Street in New York City. Well, clearly he doesn't need that money. You know, if he's going to be that reckless with it, alleviate him. 88 as well. A fire at Illinois Bell's Hinsdale Central Office triggered an extended one AESS network outage, once considered to be, quote, the worst telecommunications disaster in U.S. telephone industry history, end quote, from secondary source. 89, Paul McCartney released remake of Ferry Cross the Mersey in aid of those affected by the Hillsborough disaster, which claimed the lives of 96 Liverpool football fans. It's tragic. 90, Cuyahoga County voters approved a sin tax to build Cleveland Gateway. I don't think they approved shit. I think whoever's counting the votes just says whatever it is that they're told to say.
Well, it's more tax on cigarettes and booze.
Yeah. So
What you're doing to build a bridge.
yeah, but then that tax doesn't go down
Yeah,
magically.
no.
See, you know, like,
Amazing, huh?
don't see. This is what I'm saying. Like, the plan is they propose the idea to build a new stadium. They say they need to increase taxes. I believe the overwhelming majority says no. But as even Joseph Stalin said, you know, the leader of the Soviet Union, it is not the vote that matters, but he who counts the vote that does.
Yeah.
So
But that
the government controls the vote counts, and they can say, oh, what we wanted passed, what a surprise, and then they raise taxes, and they build the stadium, and then they take all the money. Like, not a penny is seen going back to the taxpayers. Not a penny. Like,
But it doesn't say a temporary tax. It just says
yeah.
voting for a tax.
We, the people of Earth, need to take this planet back. We really do. 1990 as well, Re-Independence Day of Estonia. Re-Independence. Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, they were taken probably by the Soviets. So, 1993, 16-year-old Kieran Thomas disguised himself as a motorman and took a New York City subway train with 2,000 passengers on a 3-hour ride. So, from the sound of it, like, that sounds like he disguised himself as the driver.
Yeah.
So, 16-year-old. Wow. 94, the 500th commentary by Andy Rooney in 60 Minutes.
Ah.
Yeah. 90.
Do you remember him? Probably not.
No.
Too early for you.
Yeah, 94, I was only, what, 7 years old?
Yeah.
Oh. 94 as well, all-female pro baseball team, Colorado Silver Bullets, played their first game. Cool. We also have Erling Kage became the first person to complete the 3 poles challenge by foot, reaching the North Pole, South Pole, and the summit of Mount Everest by foot. On all 3. He walked to the poles and then to the top of the Mount Everest. Absolute mad lad, this guy. 1994 as well, President Clinton announced the U.S. will no longer repatriate boat people. So, you know, take the whole Cuban thing.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
96, South Africa's Constitutional Assembly adopted permanent post-apartheid constitution. Good. 99, Nancy Mace became the first female cadet to graduate from the Citadel Military College in South Carolina.
Ah, good for her.
Congratulations.
Good for her.
2005, the new Canadian War Museum opened in commemoration of the 60th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day. Oh yeah, that's the guy who did the 3 poles.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's him right there. Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah. 2008, Dmitry Medvedev appointed Vladimir Putin as Russian Prime Minister. Bad idea. 2008, Rock for the Rainforest benefit concert held at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Performers included Sting, James Taylor, Billy Joel, Brian Wilson, Chris Botti, Feist, Roberto Alagana, and Natalie Klein. 2010, Barrow AFC, something football something, I guess.
American Football Conference, yeah.
Oh, okay. Won the English FA Trophy at Wembley, made them the only team to win in at both old and new Wembley stadiums.
That's not the AFC that we're talking about.
No, this is
in
Europe.
England, yeah.
Yeah. Is there even an AFC anymore?
NFC, AFC, yeah. And they all
Oh no,
belong to
that's
the
fo-
NFL.
that's US. I'm talking about soccer.
Oh no,
There's a
never
football.
has been. Yeah, there is.
No, we did have a soccer league
I believe we
for
still
a very no, we don't.
We don't.
I don't think we do.
Oh.
Like we had one. Hold on. Does the US have a
Professional.
professional soccer league? United States Soccer League system. It's a series of professional and amateur soccer leagues based in... So it doesn't look... It's not like a unified thing, it sounds like. It's called the American Soccer Pyramid. So teams and leagues are not linked by a system of promotion and relegation as is common in other countries. So no, it's not really a league. But it might be one day. 2010 as well. The last piece of Yankee Stadium fell in the Bronx, New York, marking the end of the 2-year demolition process. What a shame. 2012 as well, Dmitry Medvedev was confirmed as Russian Prime Minister by the State Duma after being nominated by Vladimir Putin. It's literally one hand washing the other we just experienced. It's weird. Wild. 2013, 33 people were killed after an overloaded bus fell into a river in Himachal Pradesh, India. Yeah, well, they overload. You've seen the pictures. Have you seen pictures of Indian trains?
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're even on the engines, dude. It's wild.
On top of the cars. Everywhere.
Crazy. 2013, former Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi received a 4-year prison sentence for fraud. Good. 2014, the world's oldest astrolabe, a mariner's navigation tool from circa 1498, was found near Al Halyana Island, Oman, from a Portuguese shipwreck of explorer Vasco da Gama. Whoa! They discovered Vasco da Gama's astrolabe. Like, what's an astrolabe?
I have no idea.
Take a look at this. It's that. I guess like to plot your course at night using as the stars, astrology.
I guess.
So, 2016, Sadiq Khan was elected mayor of London, becoming the first Muslim mayor of a major Western city. And if I remember correctly, one of his very first, if not his absolute very first act was to ban Christmas. Well, he is a Muslim. Like, no people hate like how Muslims hate everybody else. Well, then again, like Asians hate other Asians. But Muslims hate other Muslims, Sunni Shiites, Who's, it just makes you wonder, like, who's the most hateful people in the world? So, it's either...
I have no idea. Don't want to know.
It's, well, we should know, so that way we know who to avoid. So that way they don't kill us. 2018, Ebola outbreak declared in Northwest Democratic Republic of Congo with 2 confirmed cases and 17 deaths. 2018, largest ever wave at 23.8 meters recorded in the South Hemisphere at Campbell Island by New Zealand scientists. 23.8 meters.
Wow.
To feet. What would that be?
I think it's going to be over 100 feet.
Let's see here. 78 feet.
Oh.
That's a tall wave.
Yeah. I would have thought there'd been bigger waves than that, though.
Probably, but this is the largest ever recorded, at least, like officially. There might have been like unofficial recordings or something, I'm not sure. 2018 as well, President Donald Trump pulled the U.S. out of the multilateral Iran nuclear deal that was negotiated under President Barack Hussein Obama. 2018, Seattle Mariners MLB left-hander James Paxton hurled a no-hitter in a 5-0 win over the Blue Jays in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah. 2019, Governor of Georgia Brian Kemp signed new abortion law, the so-called Heartbeat Bill, coming into effect on January 2020. Essentially saying as soon as they can detect a heartbeat, it's no longer illegal to abort.
Yeah.
So, but they've there's recent things actually, and I know that we're approaching our hour, but light at conception. Like they're discovering that there's evidence, flash of light at moment of conception indicating life. So as I would say as soon as something is conceptioned like this, it's alive. Doesn't before or after heartbeat? See that? Mm-hmm. Where's the light coming from? That's a soul entering the egg. So. We also have Facebook co-founder Chris Hughes argued that Facebook should be split up and regulated in a New York Times op-ed essay. I want to show you something else as well. Let's see here. Life log. I just want to show you something. DARPA life log. It was a project of the Information Processing Techniques Office of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, of the U.S. Department of Defense. According to its bid solicitation pamphlet in 2003, it was to be an ontology-based subsystems that captures, stores, and makes accessible the flow of one person's experience in and interactions with the world in order to support a broad spectrum of associates, assistants, and other system capabilities. The objective of the life log concept was to be able to trace the threads of an individual's life in terms of events, states, and relationships, and it has the ability to take in all of the subject's experience, from phone numbers dialed and email messages viewed to every breath taken, step made, and place gone. Does that sound terrifying?
Yes, it does.
Now, life log end. I want to show you something. Hold on a second. When did life log end? Okay, well, it's going to keep bringing me the same thing here. Goals and capabilities. Here we go. The LifeLog program was canceled on February 4th, 2004 after criticism concerning the privacy implications of the system. Okay?
So you think?
Now, when did Facebook start? Let's see here. History of Facebook. Let's see here. Come on, tell me. Face smash. And the Facebook. It's not telling me. Huh, that's weird. Why is it not telling me? Oh, here we go. Facebook was launched on February 4th, 2004. Does that sound familiar? The day LifeLog ended, that horrible thing, Facebook launched.
That's weird.
No, it's not.
Why?
Because it's the same thing.
It is?
Yes.
Huh.
Why do you think they have the same exact date?
True.
And they do the same exact thing? They just rebranded it. They made it into a format where instead of coming to us and asking us, oh, fill out this questionnaire, they put it in a way for us to feel welcomed, to put it up on our wall under our own accord. They baited us into giving them the information that they wanted, under entertainment. Mind manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
This is stuff I've been yapping about for years. 2019, Iran announced it will stop complying with parts of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. What a surprise. Pakistani Christian woman Asia Bibi, who spent 8 years in prison on death row for blasphemy, arrived in Canada. Wow, she survived.
How'd you get out?
I don't know. No. We also have Singapore passed sweeping anti-fake news laws bill. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. Maryland, I think it's Maryland, is the first state in this country. This is recent. This is actually news, not history. They passed a bill prohibiting dynamic pricing.
What does that mean?
I'll look this up here really quick. And I know that. Let's see here. Dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing also refers to as surge pricing, surveillance pricing, demand pricing, time-based pricing, and variable pricing. Is a revenue management pricing strategy in which businesses set flexible prices for products or services based on current market demands. Okay. Now, remember I was telling you about those digital price tags?
Yeah.
Well, they can see, and especially if you have a lot more presence online, they can see, they know how much money you have, how much you spend, how much you make, everything is connected. And then they set a price to you individually. So I can buy a box of rice and it'll cost me $1. You can buy that same exact rice, that same exact time, but because you have more money than me, it'll cost you $2. Yeah, that's illegal in Maryland now.
It should be.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, so. Moving on up, what do we got here? Thailand's general elections official results show opposition feud Thai party won most seats, but still unable to form government due to rules favoring the military. Yikes. In 2019, the UK went a week without using coal-fired power station for the first time in 137 years due to the use of more renewable energy. Well, that's cool, if it's actually working.
Yeah.
We also have British 17-year-old Isabel Holloway was reported to be the first patient ever to receive a genetically modified phage therapy to treat a drug-resistant infection. Huh. Phage or whatever, like a flage or like a valve or something, like in an organ. 2020, 11-year-old Brazilian skateboarder Gui Corey created a world record by performing the first 1,080 degree turn on a vertical ramp. I remember when Tony Hawk did the 900, and that was a big deal. I'm gonna. It's unfortunately
in
short.
this contest, but has never
take a look
won
at this.
gold.
Oh, well, if anybody can unseat
1,080.
him, it's this young man right here.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness!
All right. That was wild.
Yeah.
We also have 2 U.S. White House staffers test positive for the Kung flu, and 3 members of the coronavirus task force went into self-isolation after possible exposure to the virus. More of this fear crap. Bombings outside of a school in Kabul, Afghanistan on this date in 2021 killed at least 50 people, mostly teenage girls, amid growing fears about U.S. military withdrawal. Oh yeah, so that's coming up. 2021 as well, Indian Medical Association called for a national lockdown, criticizing President Modi's government response to recorded Kung flu deaths past 4,000 a day. That cannot be possible. 2021 as well, Tesla chief executive Tesla Elon Musk, that's weird, hosted Saturday Night Live in the U.S. I didn't know he did that. That's wild.
Me neither.
2022, British actor Ncuti Gatwa was named as the first black actor to play Doctor Who as the 14th Doctor, replacing Jodie Whittaker in long-running BBC sci-fi drama. Okay. Dutch driver Max Verstappen, at the age of 24, won the first Miami Grand Prix Formula One motor race at the Miami International Autodrome in Miami Gardens, Florida. All right. Checking for comments really quick. Nothing there, nothing there. All right. 2022, Dutch runner Joe Schoenbroets, at the age of 71, broke Canadian Ed Whitlock's 2004 record for fastest marathon by person over 70 by 29 seconds.
Whoa.
2 hours, 54 minutes, and 19 seconds at Mansvaarderoen, a Vicey in Belboom, Belgium. A lot of weird words to pronounce in there.
Yeah.
We also have Thai government announced it will give away 1 million cannabis plants to households to mark new rule allowing people to grow at home. Let's move to Thailand. 2022, U.S. First Lady Jill Biden visited Ukraine's First Lady Olinda Zelenska at a school in Uzhhorod, Ukraine. Okay. 2023, death toll from flash floods and landslides in Kalehe, Congo passed 400, with President Felix Tshisekedi declaring a national day of mourning for the victims. 2024, New York has more millionaires than any other city in the world, 1 in 24, with 744 centimillionaires worth more than 100 million and 60 billionaires according to new ranking. Way too much wealth. And last but not least, 2025, this time last year, Cardinal Rupert Prevost, at the age of 69, was elected as the 267th Pope of the Catholic Church. The first Sadian to hold the office took the name of Pope Leo XIV.
Yeah.
We have a United States citizen in which we, somebody asked a really good question. I brought it up on the show the other day, but he asked, could the Pope become president? And I said, well, if he's a U.S. citizen, he's like, well, yeah, the current Pope is a U.S. citizen. I'm like, oh, crap, I forgot. You're right. Now, according to our law, yes, he can. According to Vatican law, he cannot hold a public office of government while being the Pope.
Right.
Then again, he is the Pope. He can change the law. So if he wants to run for president as the Pope as well, he can do it. It's up to him.
Well, if he gets a law change.
If he can't do it, who can? He's the Pope. You know?
Well, probably has to go to committee and all kinds of crazy stuff.
I don't know. I mean, like, the Pope changed the law originally to, remember, like we read that article where it used to be the Pope chose his successor, and that one Pope changed it to have it be the cardinals and bishops.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the Pope, like, has carte blanche power. I mean, it's a government of religion, not a government of government. So and I don't think it would be the same structure at all like what we have. We're a republic.
Yeah.
We're of the people. He is of God. Majorly different.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, and these links will be down there in a couple minutes. It is up to you, to find the artifacts of our history. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion from our various sources. Our two primary sources. Over this past hour and change, we've gone through all of this and everything. So for all of you and all of us, for your dose of Passive Edge Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. We have, news in IOYO coming up this weekend.
Yeah. 1 week delay.
Yep.